Hello, Kris here, Green Sabre, Doom Telly Time, episode 95. And yes, I've been away for ages yet again, but I've been on holiday. As you can see, I'm looking slightly more Cocoa Poppy than normal. So, yeah, been away to Spain. It was ace. It was fucking boiling. I had a relaxing time. I did not go all-inclusive this time. I will never be making that fucking stupid mistake again. Self-catering, place we've been before. Fucking loved it. Anyway, it was brilliant. I would like to buy a property out there, but through a combination of fucking Brexit ruining my retirement plans and the fact that property over there is fucking insane now, yeah, I suspect I'll need a Euro Millions win to get back out there on any kind of permanent basis. But fuck it, anyway. You know, what's not to like about the UK, right? But, right. Anyway, enough of that fucking waffle. It's video time. Episode 95 time. And I ran out of ideas yet again. But thankfully, Johnny Mac Rock and Metal Plus, shout out Johnny Mac, came up with a comp. So, lifesaver. Anyway, so I'm doing Johnny Mac's 1,000 subs competition. 1,000 subs. I mean, I think he's at like 1,100, nearly 1,200 now since this. And more power to you. Well-deserved, Johnny. Great channel. And yeah, so I'm going to throw my hat into the ring for this comp. That there is... it's like a random box that's the of goodies. That's the prize. And I fucking want this. So I need this video to win. I need a win, guys. Right, anyway... band updates, not many, because of course I've been away on holiday, as I've just explained. Green Sabre, we've got a gig coming up at the end of this month at Studio 5 Live in Keighley. It's for the True North Collective, is the kind of charity front of it, which is for men's mental health. Really good fucking cause. So, yeah, I was all over this gig when we got offered to do it. Yeah, it's Saturday 28th of June, so not a million mile away now. Studio 5 Live in Keighley. Carmian are opening. No, the guys behind who's organising it, they're on next. We're on penultimate band. And Bradford's very own Son of Boar headlining. It's going to be fucking ace. Anyway, so get yourself there. Tickets are available. Link, if I remember to put it down below, but be there or be very square. So yeah, that's the Green Sabre update. GODTHRYMM update. Very little to discuss, apart from I think on the last update we'd recorded the drums down for the new album. So we're waiting on the final tweaked mixes of those to come back, and we're in the process now of starting laying guitars down. So yeah, very much work on in earnest, and I can't wait for you to hear that. It's sounding fucking massive so far. So yeah, very much looking forward to that. CROWSBLOOD, no further updates. Of course, we've been in the studio on the last update, and again, that's another one. We're just waiting back on the kind of final mixes of a few of those. It'll go off for mastering then, and away. Let's try and get it out there. So watch this space. Shouldn't be a million mile away now, though, that. So yeah, very excited for you to hear that as well, because it's sounding fucking tremendous. Yeah, so that's the band updates. Right, short and sweet. Let's crack on with the video. So yeah, Johnny Mac Rock and Metal Plus has got himself well over 1,000 subs by now. Hats off to you. I'm still rattling around the 200 and fucking... I think I had 277. I lost one. I'm now back at 277. I mean, I can't complain. The reason for my very, very slow fucking subscriber count are twofold. One, this shit that I make you fucking sit through. The lo-fi quality. It's always going to be lo-fi, by the way, kids. I've had people advising me, hey, maybe you should buy this microphone and this backlight. Can I stop you there? It's never going to look any better than this crap. That's my thing. So fucking get used to it. If you're waiting for the day that I look beautifully lit and have sound quality that rivals a fucking Metallica album, then think again. It's not going to change. The whole fucking point of this was to be lo-fi and to just basically bombard you with shit about my bands. Anyway, so that's probably one reason why my subscriber count goes up very, very slowly. The second one is the more obvious one, and the way that fucking internet algorithms work and all that shit. I just don't post regularly enough. I'd have to put a video out every fucking 3 or 4 days, I think, is what they recommend. Something along them lines, isn't it? You have to be relentless. You've got to do lots of little shorts or whatever they fucking call them as well and stuff like that. So, anyway, besides all that, who the fuck gives a shit about my subscription woes? I'm very happy with my 277. But tell you what, I'd be loads happier if I had the kind of count that Johnny's got. Well played, Johnny Mac. Richly deserved. So anyway, because of that, he's done a little comp. He has got a box of goodies that I want, I need. So, yeah, particularly there's a black metal vinyl in there that I have to get hold of. But anyway, so I'm going to enter the comp. There are 10 questions, 10 very good questions. So I've answered them to the best of my ability. So without further ado, let's begin. Question 1 first. So he's basically said your first gig, your first album, your first blah, blah, and whatever it is, first film, first. Give me your first. Now, I could have easily gone album, but I kind of wanted to have it with me, and I don't, because the first album I bought, it might have been U2's The Fucking Joshua Tree or something along them lines. So then I sort of, on cassette, which I don't fucking have anymore. So then I thought, right, first metal album. And I think technically that was like fucking Guns N' Roses or Def Leppard or something, which I don't fucking have anymore, of any physical variety, even like reissues or all like that. So I didn't have anything of it. So I thought, right, first gig. And the first gig was to see these lot. Acid Rain. They were on this tour. That's hence why I've dug the album out. The Obnoxious tour. I want to say it was either the back end of March or early April. I feel like April 9th or 10th. 1990. That was my first gig. I was 15 at the time. Was I? No, I wasn't even quite 15. I was 14. I'd have been 15 that year. I probably wasn't supposed to be in there, but me and my mates got in anyway. We got our tickets for it. Yeah, Acid Rain. I think the opening band was local to the scene. I saw that. Right, I should explain where I fucking saw them first, shouldn't I? The Morecambe Gardens. What a venue that was. It was a little venue right on the promenade in Morecambe, near where, if any of you know Morecambe, near where the Winter Gardens, that's a right old-fashioned fancy theatre that's been largely closed for fucking the best part of fucking 50 years, I think, or going onwards. It's open now, but just to sort of walk around. I don't know whether they do very much in there. But anyway, I'm not talking about the fucking Winter Gardens in Morecambe. I'm talking about the Gardens nightclub that was directly next door to it. There's like a Johnny's Pleasureland fucking slotty arcade underneath on the front. And it was upstairs. I think it's now a fucking cafe / bowling alley, or anyway, whatever the fuck it is, Soul Bowl, that's what it's called now, but it used to be the Morecambe Gardens. It was fucking fantastic. What a venue. Nuclear Assault played there. I missed them. I think they played a month or two before this particular gig that I went to. Sacred Right played there. Lisa Dominique played there. I think Rick Mail played there on one of his fucking stand-up tours. Skyclad played there. My early incarnations of bands played there. And yeah, opening the Acid Rain gig were local thrash fucking titans, DAM, if any of you remember DAM, UK thrash band. They were on Noise Records. Only released 2 albums. But they opened up, and Bry, drummer of Green Sabre, his brother Dave, who's now guitars and vocals in Skyclad, but that's another story. Now, currently, it was the Dave Pugh incarnation, so I want to say like second album, or about to be second album. Oh, was it? No, might not have been. Might have still been Ellie. Anyway, whoever it fucking was, it was DAM that opened proceedings, and they were fucking ace. But it was Acid Rain that we were there for. So yeah, that was my first gig, my first experience of live music. I caught Metallica at Wembley Arena on the coming back round Justice tour. They were at the back end of it. They'd been on tour with Justice for All for about fucking 2 years at that point, I think, and it was the return leg of it. Warrior Soul opened for him, but that was my first big fucking gig at Wembley Arena. A month or two afterwards. But yeah, my first ever gig Acid Rain, The Morecambe Gardens. So yeah, that's my first. Next question. Last. The most recent purchase you've made. And it's only via... I've ordered a physical. But I don't even think the order's gone through yet as such. But so it will have to be an image inserted. This is my latest purchase. The band, I think it's pronounced Coven, but it's spelled Quiffen or whatever it is. Anyway, what I say, they're a Glasgow band. They're definitely Scottish of some description. And a really, really recent discovery. And it's fucking ace. If you're into the whole doomy, gothy, slightly shoegazy fucking vibe, female front vocal, be that clean and growly gruff, this'll tick all the boxes. It certainly did for me. I discovered these when we were recording the CROWSBLOOD album at Deep Storm Productions up in, well, near Glasgow. Shout out Kev, shout out Deep Storm. They had recorded this particular album up there at Deep Storm not long before we got up there with CROWSBLOOD. So I got a sneaky peek of this thanks to Kev. And I was taken with it immediately. Yeah, it really ticked all my boxes. So it's fucking ace. And if you like the description of what I've said, go and get it. It came out last Friday, I want to say. I downloaded it on the beach by the pool in Spain, because yeah, I was still on holiday at that point. And yeah, it was great listening out there in the sunshine. But it's fucking ace, honestly. So this is my latest purchase. Check it out. If you like how I've described it, then give them a gander. They're fucking brilliant. Next big thing. They're gonna be the next big thing, kids. Right. So that's my last purchase. Question 3. Always. You see where we're going with these first, last, always, blah blah. Always. An album that is always going to be in the collection, always going to get played, always. Anyway, that was the sort of premise of that. And you know what you're about to see again, kids. I've shown this on almost all of my videos, and it's coming out again. Cathedral's Forest of Equilibrium, original press here for you. I've got most of them. I still need the cassette, though. So anyone with the cassette knowledge, I found some on eBay in various places and Discogs, but it's like with postage and stuff, it's nearly fucking 30 quid. I'm not paying 30 quid for an old cassette, because it might be in shit nick, quite frankly, as well. I mean, I suppose all I'm paying, I'll unlikely never play the cassette. I'm likely just paying for the cover. But I'm begrudge paying fucking 30 quid for it. I'd rather just get another fucking decent press of it somewhere on vinyl. But yeah, this will... Oh, I tried not to dig this out again, because I'm kind of sick of almost every other video saying, this is my favourite album of all time, I think, and blah, blah, and all that. And I come back to it and so on. You've heard this story all before. But I genuinely couldn't think of anything that resonates with me so consistently as that album does. It just... again, and stop me if you've fucking heard this before. When I first discovered them, they supported Morbid Angel in Manchester, and I didn't get it. I stood there watching thinking, why is everyone getting so excited by this? Yeah, it's heavy as fuck, but is it ever going to get going at any point? You know, Sadist and Morbid Angel were the other bands on that night. I was all there for the fucking 12 gazillion mile an hour fucking death metal. But something clearly resonated, and it did with friends as well, because as I've explained before, a mate of mine went and got a knockoff boot of it from fucking Athletics Palace or wherever it was, and we listened to that demo, the In Memoriam demo, to death. So when the album come out, I was fucking all over it. And again, it didn't feel quite as heavy as In Memoriam did, so it was a bit of a... It didn't immediately resonate with me, let's put it that way, but there was enough there for me to want to keep going back. And the more and more I listened to it, I just fell in love with it. The artwork, the atmosphere, the riffs, the everything. It was the whole fucking package, and I still feel that way about it. And that's why I couldn't really think of anything else. Yeah, there are other albums that are just as important to me, but this one... to answer the question, always, it kind of had to be that. I couldn't really think much further past it. It is still my favourite doom metal, death doom metal album of all time, and I think it will be for many a year yet. So, yeah, that was my answer. Question 3 always has to be Forest of Equilibrium, Cathedral. Old, the next question. So we've got first, last, always, something old. I think you can guess what the next question will be, but something old. Like I say, all those original fucking first purchases, I've largely not got many of, but this one I have. And it was the first vinyl album that I bought. I've been predominantly listening to my music, well, almost entirely listening to my music via cassette up to this point. I'd already bought this on cassette, I want to say from the Virgin Megastore in London years and years ago. Like, well, 89 or whenever it was that was down there. And I bought this. I finally brought this. Is, yes, my original copy from the Disco Music Centre in Morecambe, near the Arndale Centre there. And I want to say it was either $5.99 or $6.99, which for way back then felt like quite a lot of money for it, but it is a double album after all. But yeah, this is the oldest record in my collection. And my original first vinyl purchase. So yeah, very happy to have this. I mean, I'd had 7 inches, I think, as a kid. But this is the one that I went with my money and went and bought and got the bus home with. And yeah, fucking, I still have a real soft spot for this album. I won't hear all this kind of, oh, if only Jason was louder. The guitars are like fucking chainsaws on it. And it's really, but that's what kind of makes it. It's unique. It's the last great Metallica album. Because the songs are manic. They're fairly fucking crazy. And it's still got all those harmony hooks and that kind of went missing largely after this. But yeah. So my answer to old is my ancient old fucking battered copy of And Justice for All by Metallica. Something new. I bought a few new things, but and there's a couple of which I've probably bought after this. But anyway, actually no, having said that, this still might be my most recent one. But anyway, I wanted to give them a shout out as it was. It's the new album from Southwest doom metal legends, Opia. You'll have heard me mention these before because we toured with them with GODTHRYMM last summer. Through the very elite venues of the South. I'm talking Brighton, I'm talking Ipswich, I'm talking Bristol, I'm talking Plymouth. And they're all fucking, not only is this a monstrously good album, but they're all, to a man and a lady, fucking magnificent people. So I wanted to give them a shout out. So this is their brand new debut album out via Hammerheart Records, and if you've bought anything off of Hammerheart, like the Trouble reissues and various other bits and pieces, you'll know that Hammerheart have really, really nice, slick packaging. I like the packaging a lot. Look at the vinyl, clear, it's beautiful, and the music within is also beautiful. It's a fucking great album, and I'm not just saying that because they're mates, I'm saying that because it is genuinely really fucking good. Again, you've got the Teresa's gorgeous kind of clean vocals. You've got Teresa's amazing screeching heavy vocal. It's just fucking, it's a great album. It really, really is. I've listened to it several times since purchasing it. A few of the tracks stuck in my mind from when we were away with them. So my newest purchase as such, and I shout out to a terrific band and a terrific bunch of lads and lasses, Opia, and the album's called, let me remind me, I Welcome the Eternal Sleep. Banger. If you've not bought it, do so. Hammerheart Records, get on there. It's really reasonably priced as well. And this clear vinyl is limited, so act fast. Yeah, so that was my question 5, something new. Question 6, something borrowed. Now, not necessarily borrowed, but John qualified the question as much as sort of saying that, or something that you've been given or borrowed or blah, blah, that's in your collection. And I'm going to shout out this. So again, shout out to my good mate Lee. Shout out Lee. You're a top man and a great buddy. And a great buddy because he gave me this. Yes. Dissection's The Sunberlane, that I've been waiting for fucking ever to get hold of any dissection in any kind of physical form. I bought quite an expensive reissue on black vinyl of the Somberlane via Plastic Head Records, but still reasonably priced for what shit goes for these days. And then, like the buses, two rocked up at once because Lee had a spare this, the gold vinyl reissue. I want to say 2022 reissue, was it? Or something? Round that neck of the woods, or 2023 possibly. But yeah, thank you, Lee. This will be forever treasured in the collection. It's one of the pop-up versions as well. And yeah, shout out, Lee, because yeah, I now have two beautiful copies of the Somberlane in the collection. No, I won't be selling one of them. I'm afraid it took me this long to fucking get hold of one of them. I'm keeping the fucking lot. I want Storm of the Lightsbane, obviously. I want Rain Chaos, because at the moment that might be my favourite Dissection album. Shock horror. I'm not about to get into an argument, but I fucking love it. It's a masterpiece, is Rain Chaos. I won't be told otherwise. It's not a sellout. You're just listening to it incorrectly. But yeah, getting hold of that, fuck. I don't know if we'll ever get a reissue of that, quite frankly. But so yeah, that was my something borrowed, something given. Shout out, Lee. Dissections, the Somberlane. Question 7, something blue. Lots of blue album covers, but I decided to dig this one out because I don't think I've shown it in any way, shape or form on here. Blue. It is my Waxwork Records, or whatever they're called. Issue, I want to say around, I feel like 2016, 2017, something like that, can't tell. Anyway, these go for quite a bit of money. I was very, very lucky. My brother bought it for me for my birthday one year. Shout out, our kid, top man. Yeah, blue cover, obviously. I mean, the artwork, a lot of these Waxwork presses, the artwork is just fucking phenomenal. There's the gatefold, bit more red than blue, but anyway, you get the idea. And finally, let me just dig out some of the vinyl, because this is predominantly blue as well, but it's like black, Barlow, yellow, and blue merged, swirl, whatever you want to fucking call it. So yeah, I thought this was the perfect opportunity to show this off. I love this as a film. This is the 1980 or 79, sorry, is it? David Soul, Toby Hooper, James Mason one, which is still the best dramatic version of it. Yeah, I don't mind. Well, I say I don't mind. It's all right. The latest version that they've done, there's some quite scary moments, but it's too fucking short. Anyway, we're not here to talk about my fucking thoughts on this. Is still the best cinematic version of my favourite Stephen King book. So something blue, the Salem's Lot Waxwork pressing soundtrack, great soundtrack as well. Harry Suckman, I want to call, or Suckman, however you pronounce it. Anyway, yeah, that's my answer to question 7, somewhat blue. Question 8, shout outs. And I've not really followed many new YouTubers of late, to be honest with you, not in this vein anyway. So I'm going to kind of cheat on this question, because I've shouted out to most of you legends already anyway. Johnny Mac, Rock and Metal Plus, of course. Death Doom Metalhead, Liam, shout out. Metal Marty Mac, shout out. The Beast Sean, shout out. I'm going to forget some people. Gordon over in Belfast, shout out. Fucking loads here. I'm missing some really obvious ones. Death Metal Dylan, Beardy Red. For those of you that have not mentioned this little thing, yeah, obviously I could fucking shout out for days, but I've shouted most of you out on videos anyway previously, so I'm just going to shout out. It's a lazy one, is this, but I'm going to shout out to what I spend most of my time on YouTube watching. One of them is the Two Promoters One podcast, which is Gavin from Damnation Festival and James from Arctangent 2000 Trees. I'm assuming most of you have watched that, but if not, get it watched. Two Promoters One Pod, it's called, and it is a real fly on the wall, bare all bones view from two festival. They run. I mean, James runs. It's his festival, Arctangent and 2000 Trees. and Gavin is the brains behind the operation of Damnation. So it's a really good, honest approach. There's a weekly video on it. I think there's a Patreon, however you fucking pronounce it, that you can subscribe to if you want, with a bit of additional content. But you get like an hour and a half, an hour and 3/4 every week video with the latest hot topics and stuff. And it's genuinely interesting. And nice to find out how a lot of these things work. You know, like a lot of friends sort of saying, hey, you should get on at Damnation. Hey, you should get on at Arctangent and stuff. And watching that, you realise just how daft a statement that is. Yeah, of course, I would fucking love... I would cut off both arms. I wouldn't be very good live, but I would do anything to play either of those festivals. Damnation especially, because I've been so often. But you realise just it's not... You don't just fucking aim, hey, do you like my band, Gav? Fire them on. And they explain that in these videos. You find out how difficult it is and the tools that you need to do to get onto these things. It's essentially... It's not even about being on the right label. It's about having either the festival go after you for a start off, they come to you, which is how a lot of them get on these things, or you have to be vouched for by a reputable management or booking agent. That's how this works. So if you've not got either of those, then you're at the back of the queue. And it's interesting to find out how these things work. And it's a really good fly-on-the-wall fucking podcast, videocast for that. So 2 promoters, 1 pod. They don't need the advertising. They've got loads of followers. And nor does the following one. And most of you will not be interested in this, but I spend most of my time on YouTube watching this. It is the Square Ball podcast. It's a Leeds United fan podcast. The Square Ball's been a fanzine that operated since 1989, that you used to be able to buy outside at ground. You can still buy out of the ground. It went out of circulation for a bit, but the guys that currently run the Square Ball resurrected it as such and started it up again. And it's fucking brilliant. I mean, like I say, most of you will not be interested. It's a very specific Leeds United podcast. But it's really funny. It's done brilliantly. It's not like this fucking awful footy Arsenal TV and all that fucking... that prick that follows Man United that's always getting upset at doing watch-alongs. It's not like that. It's a really good few guys that do not take themselves overly seriously. And it's just fucking ace. I mean, like I say, if you're not interested in Leeds United, you unlikely won't be interested in this. But that is what gets most of my viewing time on YouTube. The fucking brilliant. The Square Ball. Right, question 9, and I've rattled on for far longer than I planned on. Question 9 is a question for Johnny Mac, Rock and Metal Plus. And I was going to do something stupid like fuck, marry, kill, or something along them lines. But so you can still take that question, Johnny, if you want. But my question is, and I'm going to go serious and deep on this one now. Physical media costs. As we know, Johnny, you are a serious collector, a fucking serious collector, and hats off to you, because that takes some dedication and some coin, quite frankly, as well, and some space. As I've mentioned on numerous occasions, I don't really have the money to seriously collect at modern day prices. I don't have the space. We live in a small house, even if we do get a bigger one, which is the plan over the next few years. Even if we get a bigger one, it's not going to increase the volume of space I've got to keep stuff. So I'm already at that stage now where if I'm buying it on vinyl, there has to be a serious justification for it to take up vinyl room, because I've probably got room where I am now for another 15 to 20 records. After that, I'm clutching at straws. So CDs have begun to make a bit more of a reappearance in my collection, although I'm running out of fucking room for them, quite frankly. But that I can work around. I've got more space for CDs. But anyway, enough about me. My question's for you, Johnny. With all that in mind and the price of physical media these days, because CDs have gone through the bastard roof, they're back up to like 15 or 16 quid now, aren't they, new? Will it change your thinking on how you consume music? I'm imagining probably not, but I'd be interested to know your thoughts on it, because you, like I say, being a serious collector, fire a lot of money in physical media. And is there a breaking point for you? Anyway, it's a bit of a fucking convoluted question, but that's my question to you, Johnny, so answer me. Question 10, finally. How did I find out about Johnny Mac's Rock and Metal Plus channel? I can't quite remember exactly, but it was something to do with Green Sabre. And it was before I started up the video channel, definitely. Now, I feel like it was Liam, Death Doom Metalhead, shout out Liam, that first reviewed the Green Sabre Numb demo, EP, whatever you want to call it. And I'm forever grateful for that, because that kind of was the first thing that really put us out there in a wider circle. And I feel like Johnny Mac likely picked up through that, because he also did a review of it not long afterwards. So I immediately gave him a follow, and the sort of rest is history. I mean, we've told this story a few times as well, but I remember we went on a family holiday to up near Conwy in North Wales, and we were in the car park for Conwy Castle, which is just basically around the back of it, and on the grass part of it, and some absolute fucking buffoons had boxed in a whole row of cars. And we got back to the car from the castle, and I remember looking over and seeing this guy with someone out with another helpful passerby trying to sort of like, as if, right, come here, go there, so on. Proper struggling, because he was like a sort of row, you know, anyone with any fucking sense. You have the front row, and then the back row that piles behind it, because the front can go out forwards, and the back can come out behind them. However, a load of fucking stupid arseholes had parked a third row behind and boxed in the middle row of cars like fucking idiots. Anyway, Johnny was one of those poor boxed-in cars, and I sort of looked over, and it was one of them double takes where I'm sure that's Johnny off of the YouTube channel. It looks just like him. So I wandered over. I thought, I'll go and see if I can be of assistance. I wasn't really. I think the other guy did most of the work. I wandered over, and it was Johnny, and sort of like we helped. Johnny got out there, all good, and I legged it over once and said, "You're Johnny Mac, Rock and Metal Plus, aren't you? I'm Kris Green Sabre." Anyway, yeah, and the rest is history. We've been great buddies ever since. But yeah, that's how I got to know about Johnny Mac's channel. So, right, enough, half hour, 32 minutes. Let's wrap this up. I'm sure you're all fucking bored to death again already and thinking, thanks, Kris, can you take a month off next time? But anyway, I'm back, and I'm not going to say here to stay, because it'll probably be another fortnight at this rate between getting videos down. Work and bands are very busy at the minute, so shoehorning in stuff like this is difficult. But anyway, that's my entry to Johnny Mac's 1,000 subs competition. There'll be a link to Johnny's original video on this down below, so if you've not already seen it, which I'm sure most of you have, get to it and get your own entry in. Actually, don't. I want the prize. So the more of you that could just stay away from it, please, the better. But yeah, that is all for now. Until the next time, hopefully next week, I will see you when I do. Thanks for watching. Toodle pip.